Okay, in our next tutorial, we just finished up working with our menus. In our next tutorial, we are going to learn to develop pages a little bit better. Keep in mind that this set of tutorials is designed for and intended for folks who want to be able to create their own basic WordPress site. We're not going to get into a lot of advanced elements like setting up an entire shopping cart, using WooCommerce or something like that. It's just for basic website design and blog hosting or and blog setup. Okay, so we're going to go back into our pages section and edit the home page. Oh, before we do that, let's take a quick look and do a quick edit on the other pages. About us, allow comments is turned off. Contact, as an example, allow comments is turned off. Yeah, we just want to make sure that all those are turned off because we don't want to have comments on any page. Generally, that's a default setting that we want to make sure is turned off. All right, so here is our home page. Now, what you're going to notice right up here at the top when we go into edit mode is you're going to see some tools that look very similar to Microsoft Word in the way that those tools are set up, and they're basically the same thing. If you roll over it, we see bold, italicize, strike through. If you want to make a list, bulleted or numbered list, block quotes, horizontal lines, alignment, creating links, and insert read more tags, which I typically don't use that often, but they can be kind of handy. Also, this is the toggle toolbar, which a lot of people refer to as the kitchen sink tool. If you click on that, that opens up some other options as well. Headers, underline, justify alignment like what you would see in a magazine or a newspaper. You can change text colors and a few other things. Okay, and we're not going to go through every single one of these, but I just wanted to show you that they are there. With some themes, especially more advanced themes that you may pay for, you're going to see extra tools in here, short codes, that kind of thing, which is kind of beyond the scope of what we're going to get into in this particular set of tutorials. Also notice that you have visual view and you have text view. If you click on text view, this takes you into the HTML code, which is what every web page is built using. Okay. Visual view is good for people who just want to be able to do the basics, but there are times when you might say, I want to be able to do this and I want to be able to change the spacing or I want to be able to do some other things. And sometimes it's really just not possible using these basic tools. So you will need to go into the text view and manipulate the HTML code. We don't see any HTML code right here because we're not using any. But for example, if we were to select Hello World and make it a heading, then come back into text view, you're going to see that there's an H1 tag around Hello World. It's also not my intention to teach you HTML in this particular set of tutorials or CSS because those are just beyond it. You know, that's stuff that you can kind of learn on your own. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, now once we have our content here, I'll come back to Lipsum in just a second. Once we have our content here, then we can start manipulating it and changing it. Okay, first off, I'm going to put my title here. I recommend that you have a good page title. Also, you'll want to use headings, H1, H2, and H3 for your headings. You may find that H1 is too big, so you might want to go with an H2, which is a little bit smaller, not quite as in your face, which is what I typically do. I don't use H1s that often. Another reason why heading tags are very good is because when search engines scan through your website, if they see something that's bold or that's in a heading, especially something that's in a heading, then that tells the search engine that that's what this page is about. And so the search engines will read the text and they'll start to rank you based on what's in that text. So that's just kind of a quick tip about search engine optimization. If you want to be ranked for a particular phrase, then make sure that that phrase is included within the page content, but then also in a page heading used for hyperlinks, that kind of thing. Okay, next I'm going to go to lipsum.com, which is just lorem ipsum text. Lorem ipsum is just placeholder text. It's just filler text. So I'm just going to copy a couple of paragraphs. This is what graphic designers and layout artists will use to just put in text while they're waiting for actual content to come in. I'm going to update this page. I'm now going to close out Ellipsum, and I'm going to come back to my home page, and what you're going to see is that I've now got some page copy in there. All right. So I've got that. Now let's say that we wanted to put in a message to learn more, contact us here. Okay. I want to link this contact us here to my contact page. How do I do that? What I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure it's selected. Number one, make sure it's selected, and then I'm going to insert a link. Select it, and then you can put in the address that you want it to link to. Or, since this is a page that we already have built, I'm just going to link it to my contact page here. This is good if you want to link it to a page on a different website. Maybe if you want to put a link to your Facebook page or Twitter page or something like that. But if I just want to link it to another page within my site, I'm just going to click on Contact Us, add the link. Now you'll notice that it is linked. Update the page. Come back here and refresh, and you're going to notice that there's a contact link right there. If I click on that, that's going to take us to the contact page. Okay, so that is how we do, that's how we add hyperlinks. Okay, but the first thing is just make sure that whatever you want to serve as the link is fully selected. If I only select that part without selecting the full word contact, it's only going to make that a link. If you'd like to remove that link, select it again and remove the link right here, but I'll leave that on there. Okay. Next, let's say that you want to insert a picture. Maybe right below the contact us, I'd like to insert a picture. So I'm going to hit enter. Now I'm going to add media. I've got the choice of either uploading a file, which is what I'll do. And let's say I'm going to upload a picture of myself and my wife right here. Going to open that. It adds it to our media gallery. Now the media gallery are the pictures that you've uploaded. Think of it like, your photo gallery in Facebook. Once they're uploaded to your media gallery, they're there available for you to use. You don't necessarily have to use it on this page. In fact, if I choose not to use it and cancel it or insert in the page and then delete it, it's still in my media gallery waiting for me to use it some other time. Okay, but I am going to use it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, with the alignment, I'm going to leave it at none for now. Link to media file. Let's turn that off. I don't want it to link to anything. Then also, what size do you want to put it in? I'm going to put it in full size for now. Insert into page, and so you'll see that the picture is right there. Update this. Come back to my home page and refresh it, and you're going to see that I now have a picture in there. Now, I don't really like having a picture just dropped in there with white space to the right of it. I usually like to wrap my text around my pictures. So I'm going to come back, and I'm going to select the picture, and I'm going to change the alignment of that picture to left aligned. Click on Align Left, and you'll notice that it puts the text just to the right of it. If I choose Align Right, it puts the text to the left of it, and the picture's aligned to the right of the paragraph that it's right in front of. You notice it didn't do it here because the picture is in front of this paragraph. Okay. If I wanted it to be aligned to the right of the first paragraph, I would put it to the left of the first paragraph. And that's maybe a point of confusion. Even though I'm aligning it to the right, in order for this alignment tool to work, it needs to be to the left or in front of the first paragraph, even though we want it to show up to the right. So I'm going to update that, refresh, and you notice that there it is. Okay. I prefer to left align myself, so I'm going to go ahead and left align. Update it. You'll also notice right now that the text is butted right up against the picture. If I come back and refresh this again, there is space right there. One thing to keep in mind is that this editor tool right here within WordPress is good. It gives you a good idea of what it looks like, but it's not perfect. Okay, you'll notice that it looks slightly different, that it's only about 5 lines of text here, whereas here it's several more lines of text because we have our sidebar over here. All right, so it's not perfect. You'll want to update it and then actually refresh the page to see what it looks like on your page. All right, so that is how you create a page and make some basic changes to the appearance of it, including adding images and working with text. One other thing I'd like to show you before we end this tutorial, I'm going to select the picture and click on the Edit button. And you'll notice that we have a caption if we would like to put that. And then also we have alternate text. Okay. Alignment, I can also align it right here. This is the exact same thing that I did before, but it just gives me the option to do it again, and I can resize it to different sizes here if I'd like to. If I wanted to make it a custom size, I could. So you're not stuck with it being the full size. All right, I'm just going to leave it as full size. Update that. I'm going to update here. And then when I refresh it, you'll notice the caption, "Aren't we cute?" shows up just below the picture. The alternate text that I put in there, which if we go back and edit it again, you'll see alternate text. Alternate text was originally developed for blind people or for the visually impaired who do use computers, but they can't read the text a lot of the time, or they can't see a photo, so they'll have text readers that will actually read the text to them. So we put in alternate text to give a description of what the picture is of. A more common use of alternate text these days among web developers is the fact that search engines cannot tell what this is a picture of. But if you put in alternate text, search engines can read this alternate text. So it's another great way of helping your website become ranked for phrases that really matter to you, to put in that alternate text right there. So I'm going to update that one more time, refresh it, and I don't think I've changed anything. And we've still got our page built there. Okay. The next tutorial is going to get into working with this sidebar, which is our widget. All right.